Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 11:02 a.m. on the 22nd of January 2024. As you can see, I've had a shower and washed my hair and it's still drying, but it's scathing hot today. The temperature's supposed to get to 37 degrees and it's already 34 degrees. So I'm staying inside, and I've miraculously, I don't understand why, suddenly my iPhone has finally, got rid of the storage problem, finally resolved itself, which is just nuts how it will, not work and then suddenly work again. I don't understand it. I don't understand how that can be. But anyway, so I've put my pendant that came back to me on a handmade chain that I made, so I'm wearing it with happiness and good health and pride at my hard work and my luck that it came back. And what else can I tell you? It's a beautiful day outside, not a cloud in the sky, even though it's scathing hot. It's a very lovely day. And so on that note, we continue with my journaling, my journal entries. And so now my laptop decides to do a little flippity jibbity doodlecky thing. Oh, come on. I can't win, can I? You have to laugh. You kind of have to laugh. Right, I got to sign in again. Right, anyway. We begin before I have a nervous breakdown, right? So today's journal entries is titled Love Always Finds a Way. According to the psychedelic dreamer who hasn't had much luck in love, but I get my pendants brought back to me. So there's hope for me yet, right? Always a dreamer, babies. So my title photograph on Vocal Media is of this little sweet little weed that actually originally came in with an orchid I bought about 25 years ago. I can't get rid of it. It keeps popping up. And, sometime a year or so ago, my friend Jared, I don't know why you keep complaining that you haven't got enough love in your life, Tanya. You've got love growing at your back door. Apparently the name of that weed is love. Well, it just won't die. It just keeps coming back year by year by year. It's outlived several orchids and several other plants, and it just keeps thriving, and it's a bit astonishing. So, yes, I have love constantly growing in that pot at my back door, come hell or high water. On the 22nd of January 2023, I posted this photograph of my pendant I'd made. I was just teaching myself to set stones, so it was a bit of an amateurish setting. I'm still not very good at setting stones, people. But I was very proud of that, of even being able to solder on the prongs. So here it is. Ready, waiting for the prongs to be set. And it's a lovely pendant. It's labradorite. And here's the back of it. Very lovely coloration on the back. So, yeah, I was quite thrilled with that. Haven't worn that pendant much, actually, even though I made it. But, yes, I do love it, though. And then I posted a YouTube video, which would have been one of my daily, I think it was the video about making the pendant, actually. So and then I wrote, so this was last year, 2023. I just dragged these concrete blocks up the hill, one at a time. It nearly killed me. I still have 2 more to bring up. Oh my God. I had to take a rest, sweat dripping off me. It's for my outdoor soldering casting station. I am determined. I can't afford the gas yet. I've been trying to source fire bricks to layer on top. One dude wanted $27.50 per brick. It feels off. Like maybe he increased the price as he says he could only spare 2 of them. So many shonky bastards on Facebook Marketplace. Either that or he didn't like women much. He just got so increasingly rude that I just blocked him in the end. Why are you selling things on Facebook if you don't actually want to sell to anybody, you wanker? But anyway, you get nutters on there all the time, which makes it hard to actually buy and sell. So anyway, I continue on. I will save the money and buy them from Bunnings. They cost $91 for 10. I preferred the flatter, larger bricks for a flat surface. So hot, my brain's frying. But the guy on Marketplace was not very helpful. He got pissed off when I said I only need a few, not 200. So sick of misogynistic bastards wanting to scam me so he can shove his bricks where the sun don't shine. Like, I made it clear that I wanted it for a soldering station. Like, any moron would know you wouldn't need 200 of them. Like, come on, seriously? But clearly the guy was a moron. So I decided to get my station ready, manifesting the kiln or fire bricks as though I already have them. Magic happens. Not giving up on my dreams. Yada, yada, yada. And here I have a photo of my casting station, which I used my concrete blocks to build. I mean, I've just stacked them together, and I did get the fire bricks and I did lay them on top, the ones from Bunnings, the cheaper ones, and it works well. It works fine. My friend Jan Attridge wrote, "That's going to be so nice," and I said, "Thanks, I hope it works well. It's going to be better than sitting on the ground trying to melt silver over red bricks from my garden." Lol, which was a tad dangerous because red ordinary bricks can actually explode. And I sort of had a sense of that when I could hear them crackling and popping while I was soldering. I was like, this is not such a safe idea. So the fire bricks were indeed a necessary investment and work much better. This way I have a platform and can sit on a chair and work a bit easier. The fire bricks are the next expense, however. I am also looking at buying a stainless steel table on casters for soldering in my studio, which I still haven't got round to doing. But I figure this outside station will do the job for now, weather permitting, which in Brisbane climate, the weather's pretty good 9 months of the year, so I've had plenty of use out of it. Here's a photo of me with Charlie. Can you see? Oh, here we go. No, that's not supposed to go on there. All right, here we go. With the Charlie bird. Just hanging around with the mama as she does. 22nd of January 2021. Busy morning. I smashed my thumb with a hammer, doll, while trying to crack the large amount of macadamias I had gathered up from under the tree. Most were either rotten or too unripe, but I quit after I smashed my ornery digit. I will have to smash the rest tomorrow, as it was too hot in the midday sun and even my cancer site on my forehead was twitching. That's an awful cup of tea I made. I made it too weak. I don't like it. What was I thinking? Then I decided to clean Charlie's cage with Domestos, which badly needs doing. I should do it today, but not in the middle of the midday heat wave. I'll wait till it cools down later this afternoon a bit. It's an arduous task, but it was really filthy and I worry she might get a disease. She's been busy plucking out her plumage, so the bottom of the cage had quite a few feathers. I saved a couple, putting them in the freezer with the one I found yesterday on my walk. Yes, I collect feathers and other odd things. Then I finally got around to scrubbing the shower tray, which I use for a bird and dog swimming pool. I cleaned that out with Domestos too, then rinsed it, then filled it. The birds will be delighted. They have not had anywhere to swim for a couple of weeks. I also made gluten-free banana bread in my bread machine. I'm feeling a tad exhausted, so will need a rest before I go dancing this evening. I still need to take the Beau and Charlie for a walk. Oh my, all good. I will do that when it cools down a bit. I need to buy a large piece of Perspex to put under Charlie's cage as she spreads shit everywhere, and the plastic I usually use is getting worn out. In fact, I also need to buy her a new cage, as her one is quite rusted through on the bottom. I have been keeping an eye on Marketplace for second-hand ones. I want a similar size cage, or even a larger one, preferably with a tray underneath that catches her epic flying squirts. Well, that hasn't happened yet. I'm still making do with the rusty one. Or I could buy a new one and put it on lay-by or Afterpay perhaps. I will have a look at the pet shops to see if there's anything suitable. I want a good, strong, quality one. Maybe one that's easier to clean than the one I have now. Manifest, Tanya, manifest. Right. It's been a week today since I had a full breakdown precipitated by that bastard skin doctor and the dehumanisation of mask wearing we had to endure to keep everyone safe. I had no issues with that, although it made it hard for me to breathe. And then the final inappropriateness with that doctor tipped me over the edge. It took me several days, about 4, to recover, and I still do not feel particularly well. It brought home to me how rarely I am ever safe in the public sphere, especially when there is a male authority figure involved. Made me ponder if I should go dancing tonight for my usual Shabbat frolicking frenzy. But I have decided no bastard is ever going to grind me down. There have been so many, that I feel quite wrung out of my own innate juiciness, like a desiccated, shucked off husk. So the Tanya must do as she has always done. Get up, dress up, show up, and dance. Fly in the face of societal judgments and in the face of her own pre-programmed since early childhood traumas. Fly and fly and fly before I fry and die, pardon me, on the molten, multitudinous, glutinous planet of barely survival. Jesus. I must thrive, and in doing so, breathe new life into my body, mind, and spirit. Hold my ground on my stolid hobbit walk and let my neshama guide me and inspire me and open my creativity even further, so that perhaps one day I may write my book off Facebook, off my Facebook. Perhaps manifest my own version of wealth. Success and better health for my growing older crondom that is slamming me from every direction and showing me where my cracked heart and mind need shoring up. I have waited and wasted eons for this time that is upon me, but all my prayers have been answered. Trump is out of the White House, and my eternal prayer is that Nazis like him never regain power again. This is just my political belief system. He's trying to gain entry back into presidency again, and can we all say, I don't even have to say the words, do I, people? You know my thoughts on that. That this is not just a brief hiatus while evil gathers its momentum again, but I can't worry about that right now. We must rejoice in our daily survival and be grateful that the world is finally waking up and seeing the evil and wanting a rectification and a better world for all life forms, one day at a time, sweet Moses. I myself have been on an intense inner journey in the past few years. That surgery that almost killed me, then hitting the ground running, actually limping and writhing in agony for many months afterward, as the Tanya pushes herself beyond the realms of mortal ken when she knows she is dying, and went dancing until the lockdown came and dancing was verboten, which was ridiculous, by the way. Now, a year later, after another restriction, I have the opportunity to dance again, and so I shall tonight, as I never know when some blighted bastardry might stymie my joy again. I must dance as long as my middle-aged legs can hold me up. Time is of the essence. And here I am, January 2024, still dancing, even when I don't particularly feel all that well. Like last Friday when my back hurt, still push myself out there. I am powerful, I am intrepid, I am determined, and I am adored. 22 January 2020. He literally screamed for Terry's attention, then jumped all over her and licked her legs and attempted to lick her face as well. Oh, my beautiful boy. He loved his Auntie Terry so much. My sweet boy. There he is. Sweetest of boys. I feel like a monster. There was a cane toad luxuriously floating in the little pond I make for Bobo, and the wild birds to swim in. I hate toads, but he was so blissfully happy. But then I worried about Bobo eating him and all the lovely frogs that toad has probably killed, so I scooped him out of the water and threw salt on him. But I felt horrible, just horrible. Life is so unfair if you are a bathing toad floating in your zen, then some toad-hating mortal comes along. I didn't kill toads for about 4 years, but their population grew, and so we are back to bedlam. I hate killing them, It's foul. If he had been a tree frog, he would have swum merrily to eternity. But as a toad, he had to die. You know what? I've stopped killing them again. I just think, let the crows take care of them. Like, it's just awful. I just don't have it in me. I don't enjoy killing them. I find them ugly and repulsive, and I did worry about them poisoning Beauregard when he was alive, but I'm not a killer. I don't enjoy killing living creatures. I mean, certain insects, I have no qualms, like flies and mosquitoes and fleas and things like that. But anything larger than that, I kill cockroaches. But I mean, anything else, I get really distressed killing them. Don't like it. It makes me feel fragile and morbid. So here I sit, sipping peached iced tea, reading and thinking of the fickle unfairness of nature, of being the wrong species in the wrong place, and how ridiculously precarious is the circle of life. This little weed is called love. I've pulled it out dozens of times over many years. It came with an orchid I once bought and has outlived the orchid, lol. Jared Googled it to find out its name. He said, "There you go, Tanya. You've been asking for love all your life, and even though you kept pulling it out, it keeps right on growing back for you." Funny but true. I had no idea love was waiting for me daily at my very back door, quietly strutting her stuff while she waits for the Tanya to absolutely notice her and quit weeding her out. So, my love, I give up. You are a stubborn little weed, but you can stay and thrive like the Tanya should be doing. Kiss, kiss, kiss. And I showed you the photo before, but I'll show it to you again. That stubborn little weed just won't die. Just like true love won't die for the Tanya, right? When Mama T finally finds the right man, he'll be just as intrepid as my little weed there. And he'll stick with me through thick and through thin. Oh, the poor bugger. Does he even know what he's in for? I mean, I'm not exactly a wilting violet, I'm a handful. But anyway, you have to laugh. 10:49 a.m. I woke up utterly exhausted. It's hot, of course, but my legs are weak. I had trouble walking to let the dog and cats out. I overdid the art activities yesterday and the day before. I was cutting out art pictures from the Frida Kahlo and the Little Impressionist book, then colouring the edges in black marker, getting them ready for a decoupage project. I was also binge-watching Van Helsing. I should have taken a nap during the day, but pushed myself, as it is rare that I have these little bursts of energy, and wanted to complete the task I set for myself. But today my body betrays me. I really do try to achieve things. It is always an uphill battle. I have no choice but to take things easy today. The pain in my legs has demanded so. January 22nd, 2019. She's faded and the paint is cracking now, but still a worthy woman-dala. And here I posted the photos of the mandala I wanted to show you yesterday, but couldn't because I was filming on my laptop and it was just going to be too cumbersome to drag it all out. So here she is. You only had to wait a day to see the finished product. But yes, She needs I need to strip the paint off and repaint her, because she's the red paint has gone a dark blood red, and she's cracked, and yeah, she's still pretty full on, man. I love her. She scared my friend Roy from BPJC, which was hilarious, as he's a scientist. I said, what are you frightened of a female pregnant form for? It's just nuts. It's like, this is how much men hate women. They're even terrified of a pregnant form. It's just nutty. Life-giving, affirming, even life-affirming art terrifies them. But anyway, he wasn't a bad person per se, but he drifted off after that. He didn't like my art, darlings. Too bad. Too bloody bad for him. Not that he was a lover or anything like that. He was a married man, just a friend from my temple. But anyway, time has moved so slow today, compounded by the extreme heat. Now sitting at QE2 hospital awaiting my appointment. I had trouble getting a park and was in full panic mode when I got here, 3 minutes early, then waiting, only to be called in to watch a video, what the fuck, in a group clinic, what the fuck. I find all that very dehumanizing, by the way. I refused to stay to watch the video as, hello, this will be my 4th colonoscopy, utter waste of my time. So I'm out in the hall to read and rejoin the clinical join up later. Okay, all organised. Colonoscopy in 3 months. Got my preparation pack, out of here, back in the heat. Yay. And the irony is, after all that defiance and rebellion, my prep failed at the next colonoscopy. So they were trying to infantilize me, which pissed me off, and then I failed it anyway. But part of that would have been because they pissed me off, and I hate colonoscopies. I really fucking do. And then the next time was successful, but they were so vicious at the admin staff signing in that I flew into a rage. So it was a dreadful scene, and so dreadful that the gutless cunts called security on me, but they were the ones that were rude from the beginning, not taking my forms and shuffling me around the place where they'd served all the other patients that were being brought in that day. So the security guard came out and I said, look, I'm just here for a fucking colonoscopy. I didn't sign up for the rest of this bullshit this morning. And he just looked at me and nodded. He knew they'd been awful. Because they see it all on CCTV, what goes on. So they would have seen the preamble as well. Oh, they really were bastards. But anyway, after that, I said, there'll be no more colonoscopies if I get bowel cancer and die. I'm not going to be at the mercy of bastards ever again. I'm determined. So I die. So what? Let these infantile, vicious little fucking demonic, hell-ridden things have control over my body? I don't think so. No, won't be happening. It's bad enough I have to now resort to medication for my bladder so I can try and get through life for another 10 or 20 years, or however long the gods allot to me. I bet you my lifespan will be greatly reduced being on that medication for the rest of my life too. I'm not an idiot. I know how poisonous all this stuff is inside your body, and it might heal one thing, but it'll knock something else out, like the HRT blew out my gallbladder. I mean, for the love of all the gods. But anyway, here we go. 10:48 a.m. I woke up not long ago to the cheerful sound of kookaburras laughing, which is lovely to hear and first thing in the morning. Then when I finally dragged myself out of bed, I saw one having a swim in Bobo's swimming pool, which is for the birds as well. Just adorable. I went out to bring in the washing from the line, and the kookaburra was perched on top watching me as I brought Charlie outside to his outside cage. In those days I thought she was male. And he was looking amazed at Charlie following me around the garden. So I picked Charlie up off the ground and put him back in his cage, as kookaburras can be a threat to rainbow lorikeets. But like the crows, he seemed to understand that Charlie is not like any ordinary rainbow lorikeet, but is my much beloved pet. So Kookaburra flew into the tulip tree and had another laugh. Yup, we weirdos who haven't yet learnt to fly are funny buggers. I am glad the cosmos has a sense of humour. I am still experiencing weakness in my legs, and on top of that, I found Becky Hen has a prolapse. I was able to push it in, but it means she'll probably need euthanizing if it gets worse. She ended up dying of it. It was awful. Drama and chaos never ends. I am glad I had a nice day yesterday, some respite from constant distress. I have an appointment at the hospital this arvo to book in for a colonoscopy. It's flaming hot too, but oh well, needs to be organised so I can get healthier. I'm dreading all that prep, anaesthetic and futile fumbling around in my interior organs, however. Life, be in it. Say what? 22nd of January 2018. I have had a wonderful day at Coochiemudlo Island with my gorgeous friend Jared and our dogs. Bobo was so wonderfully behaved today. He did not attempt to attack any dogs and was actually friendly all day. It made a huge difference, i.e. less stressful for me, plus he got to be off leash and could swim out to us whenever he felt like it, or dig holes in the sand. The weather was perfect. I got sunburnt. Not cool, Tanya, not cool. But I had a lovely time. We walked around the island, along the streets this time, not fighting through the mangroves like last week, and admired all the houses. Many of the homes looked quite European. We stopped near one house where I heard a woman toast an elderly couple with wine. Prost, she said. So I yelled back, Ein Prosit. We all laughed. I said, there are Germans everywhere, and they thought that was funny too. I spoke to another older woman on the beach, and she mentioned her mother was German too. She was also of Swedish descent. So I told her about the Vikings and recommended she watch the TV show. Her dog was named Thor. She said her grandchildren had named all their pets after various gods. I thought that was delightful. They were a lovely couple. I used to enjoy meeting her and her husband when I used to go to Coochiemudlo Island. I wonder if they're still alive, because the husband was quite frail actually. She was older than me, but she was still quite strong and stoic and Viking and German. But yeah, I doubt if the husband's still living. But I should go and have a look and say hello. Haven't been there in a long time. I used to go with Jared because he lives nearby in Victoria. He used to live in Victoria Point Correction. So I used to go with Jared there quite frequently, and it was lovely in summer, swimming in the ocean and walking around the little island with our dogs. Here I write, waiting for the ferry to go to Coochiemudlo. Woot! 22nd of January 2017. Horrified and disgusted at the Trump supporters spewing hatred about the women's marches. even women. One woman I unfriended after reading such vile spew. So here it goes. I don't live in America, and I often have major issues with Australian politics as well. I don't have money, power, status, but I have a soul. I don't want people on my page who hate themselves enough to support a rapist, or who hate other women who are brave enough to rise up and scream their bloodletting rage and grief that America, the once scion of the West, has gone to the hounds of hell. Don't like my beliefs? Okay, we can't all agree on every issue. Don't like women? Then fuck off. Women who hate other women for standing up for our rights and hard-won freedoms have a sickness that pervades every sector of society. If you align with the abuser, whether a person or a nation, then you are an abuser also. I have 73 friends as of this moment. My voice will continue to be heard, even if it is only a silent scream to an audience of one. Leave my page if you hate women. Trump has catalyzed those who hate and fear themselves and mobilized those who still get up and stand up and fight for others. I should thank the evil, despotic bastard. The dark side of the POTUS has exposed the weak and senseless predators amongst us. January 22nd, 2016. Beauregard and I went on a trip to Capalaba Produce. I had to buy laying mash and fish food. I took him around the back to see the hens, ducks, goats, goose, turkeys, and pigs and calves they have for sale. If they had had a peacock and peahen, I thought about buying them, but alas, no. The goose was very friendly and came right up to have a gander at Bobo in my arms. There were more silkies for sale, also Polish hens. It was all very interesting to Bobo, who seemed to enjoy looking at all the other animals. I even got him to say hello to Buddy, their pet Corella, who dutifully said hello back. Such fun for Bobo, and such amazement. Talking birds. This was a year before, just over a year before Charlie came into our lives. Then we went to Aldi so I could rush in and buy cat litter. I came out to find a little girl watching over him. It was his first time being tied up outside a shop when I went in, and I was very anxious. He seemed to cope okay. I wasn't longer than 5 minutes. Then we stopped in at McDonald's. I bought a chocolate waffle cone. I spooned the white soft serve into Bobo's mouth with my fingers. At first he was like, "What the fuck?" And then he loved it. Then we went home, unloaded the car. I have been watering the backyard. It all looks lovely after Jackie and Roscoe mowed, like a beautiful garden again. It's been a hellishly hot day, but a storm is promised. Yummy. I love nighttime electrical storms. Tomorrow night is the full wolf moon too. Woo! Well, that wasn't a good howl, but you know what I mean, don't you? I loves a good howling, I does. 22. The actual quote is, I loves a good hanging, I does, but I modified that to howling. Work with me, people. 22nd of January 2015. I have one problem with this article. We have never been alone in the multiverses. We are the children of the gods, and we have always been watched, worried over, and on rare occasions in history, interacted with. The only destruction that is wrought on earth is by humanity's failure to live in harmony with nature and other humans, and sins of admission by polluting our water and food supplies. How we still must look like dangerous toddlers to actual alien beings and the Holy One, blessed be He, primordial consciousness. How we must be a nightmarish tragicomedy. Yet we have the potential, and some already express that, to be sublime, benevolent, love entities in our own right, to take our place amongst the ancient ones as our own perfected gods, working with great spirit and taking our place amongst the multiverses in peace and harmony, honouring life and the magic and beauty of life. Anything less is pointless and absurd. And the article I was responding to was called by earthweareone.com, called Pentagon Secret, the Anunnaki are returning. One of the other interesting but rather amusing things my doctor told me yesterday was that he understands why my enemies fear me, as I am a white witch. I laughed. I said, "Nonsense, doctor. There is no white or black in the craft. It is only intention." He smiled. He said, "I know you are always in constant contact with your higher power, and you always come from a place of love. Even when you fend off the abusers at the pub, it is not with malintent, but only to protect yourself or others, so you can all carry on having fun without negativity. That has caused the evil ones to totally fear your power as a woman." We had a chuckle over that one. It seems so ridiculous, but I see it all very clearly now. Very funny, but also sublime. The gods did protect me many, many times in my life, and when they did not, the punishment was always meted out in perfection without me having to do anything. Hell, one enemy even humiliated and degraded herself on national TV in July 2008. I still laugh over that one. She had the temerity, in Hebrew, chutzpah, to call me on 30th of January 2014, still seeking connection after years of devastation she wreaked in my life through her brother, my mother, one of my then lovers, and the most evil of all, Buck Shura. Then karma ran its course, and with his thieving, salacious daughters, is still running its course. So I am deliriously happy. I am free. I am awesome. I am greatly loved by people who are genuine and who stand by me in the face of great evil. Always have, always will. I have God who both torments and raises me up into ecstasy, but always gets me through the devastating pitfalls of my life and shows me the stunning vista on the other side. I am respected, valued, and appreciated. I am grateful. Watching The Night Porter, creepy movie. On Monday, I went to the dentist for my last filling. Tonight, the socket on my lower jaw that has irked me on and off for a year is aching. What the fuck? She didn't even go anywhere near it. 1:36 a.m. Gonna head to bed early for a change. Quite thirsty today. I've had my second, what is it called? What's that stupid drug on? It's not stupid, but what's that fucking intense drug I'm on for my bladder called? Bet-Mega or Bet-Miga or Bet Your Ass or Kiss Your Ass Goodbye and Think of Aussie, whichever way it goes. Oh, bejesus. But anyway, I feel actually really fatigued and wrung out today. But of course, that's probably a side effect, not of the drug so much, but of the intense heat the last few days. So I'm not panicking about side effects just yet, people, but I do feel a bit weak and a little bit altered. So I might go back and lie down again after I finish this video recording, have another little rest, because it does say that you can get dizziness and lightheadedness, which I'm starting to feel a bit woozy, but it's all good. A few days time my brain will adjust to the new drug, and hopefully my bladder will start behaving a bit more normally. I had the first tablet yesterday at 10:11 a.m. and last night I was still up twice to pee during the night, so hasn't started working just yet, but I'll have to give it a few weeks, Oh, dear goddess. But it was so hot last night in my room that I had the fan on me, and my fan doesn't really put out much air. It's half, it works but not very well anymore. So I need to buy 2 new fans, one for my bedroom, one for Charlie's room. Perhaps I might try and find second-hand somewhere some industrial fans, because I need something that pumps out a bit more air. Anyway, I wet a towel and put it on my boiling hot body, and that's how I slept, right? Just constantly putting the towel on and off me. Oh, it was awful last night. It's probably why I feel wrung out too. But everyone's in the same boat in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia right now. Unless you're wealthy and have air conditioning in your bedrooms, we're all struggling. Us older folks in particular. The young don't seem to feel it as badly. Anyway, I continue on. 22nd of January 2014. A hot, stressful day. Still nursing Tabitha Chook, who is so strong and determined. She makes me ashamed for eating so many of her brethren. God bless my little feathery friend. This is the second time she's had a fight for life in 3 weeks. She is full of quills, getting new feathers, which I read is painful when they push through too. I am praying she makes it. I'm very fond of her and her giant zest for life. She reminds me of myself. We are not quitters in this household. We certainly are not. We are certainly not quitters, babies. We have courage in spades. Sometimes I even stand in awe of my own survival skills myself and think, how the fuck did you get through that disaster, Tanya Aarons? And I can't even tell you sometimes how I survived some of the things I survived in my life. They're just astonishing. Delicious wild storm coming. Yay. Not today in 2024 though. It's a beautiful day out there. If it wasn't so bloody hot, I'd be lying in my hammock under the tree reading a book. But I might do that in the late afternoon when it cools down a bit. Enjoy the actual beautiful weather we're having. Beautiful weather. Beautiful clear skies. Scathing hot weather. 22nd of January 2012. I've had a lovely mellow day. Bit tired in the middle of the day, so snoozed on the couch while watching some corny love story on TV. Then took Miss Bella Rosa for a walk to the dog park, and tonight I cooked a delicious dinner. Yum, yum. 22nd of January 2011. PHDL, which I pronounced fiddle, and OS, short for official snorer, strikes again. I know. This little official schnorrer, a schnorrer is a person who begs for things or money, by the way. This little official schnorrer is amazed and satisfied with his scavenging around. Well, I've mixed up my my pronouns and anyway. Is amazed and satisfied with my scavenging around my area today for the council collection. Jared found me a lounge chair cushion which was in better nick than my other one that I ended up throwing out, and looks nice too. I also scored a worm farm. So I've had that worm farm since 2011. It's still going strong, and I got it off the side of the road. Someone had chucked it out. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it? 13 years later, I'm still using it. Gee, people waste things when they throw them out. Like, it's perfectly good worm farm. Those plastic ones that cost a fortune in Bunnings, and I've been wanting for a long time. Woohoo! I also got 6 huge concrete pavers to finish off my seating area in the rear of my garden. I've been thinking of buying wooden ones which snap lock together, but these are concrete and free, so whee! I found some cut-off logs that someone had bought to make bowls from and gave up on, and I've put them in the garden as stepping stones, although that was a mistake because they just rotted out really quickly, but they looked nice while they lasted. Oh, and I've been wanting to hang up some velvet drapes from Mum that I lovingly steam cleaned months ago, but didn't have the equipment to hang up. So Jared grabbed a wooden curtain pole, complete with wooden rings, so I can finally hang the curtains up. I am so happy that whatever my little heart desires, within reason of course, is provided by Hashem, God. I just have to manifest and wait patiently, but it all comes eventually. Like my love life, right? One day, babies. One day. Now, if I could manifest a major lotto win, I'd be able to buy my house, lol. That would be amazing. I am so happy with my little schnorrer schmonzes though. Schmonzes are like knickknacks or ornaments. Proof that with faith, patience, love, and a little effort embarrassing myself around the ridges, I can get whatever I want. Tomorrow I'll put out the defunct TVs I brought home from Mum's house on the street. Tempted to pull them apart to get the gold filaments out of the circuit boards, which I should have really done, but not sure I will bother, lol. I'll be able to get rid of the crappy stuff that's been cluttering under my house for a couple of years too. I probably won't know myself, lol. I had a lovely day today with Jared, pre-schnorring. We went to Woolloongabba and looked at all the antique shops. Then Jared bought me a lovely lunch at the Purple Gorilla. I had a kiwi burger and their amazing chips and a lemon and Pyroa. That's a special kind of lemonade that comes from Pyroa in New Zealand. It's called Lemon and Pyroa, or LMP for short. So if you're a New Zealander, you'll be like, "Sure, bro, I know what you're talking about." And the rest of the people in the rest of the world are like, nonplussed. But anyway, what a lovely day. Thanks again, Jared. You rock. And thanks for getting the curtain pole and the cushion and schlepping, that means dragging or carrying, the exceedingly heavy pavers and wooden stumps for me. 22nd of January 2010. I'm tired but happy after my massive debrief today and a lovely time catching up with friends yesterday and today. Life is sweet, but even sweeter with miracle fruit. And thus, it's now currently 35 degrees. And thus concludes my readings of even date. And I'm going to go and have a little rest, maybe another drink of water, and get through another day in paradise. And pardon me, rejoice in whatever the rest of the 22nd of January 2024 has in store for me, right? So, much love from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. If you're a Brisbane person, stay cool till after school or after work. I do feel sorry for those of you that are having to do manual jobs out in this heat. So stay extra cool and take extra good care of yourselves, people. Today is a day that could actually kill people. And look after yourselves. Stay bright, stay happy, stay free, stay wild, and stay in love with your beloved ones. Bye for now from Sacred Space, Titania's Realm.